Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So it's team selection video for game week 2. The deadline is tomorrow afternoon. First of all, just before I get into my team for game week 2, I'll just show you my game week 1 side. I did show you with 54 points, but Sanchez actually got an extra bonus point after the match had finished, so he actually got 8 points, so I went from 54 to 55 points. I'm finishing game week 1 with a rank of 4.2 million. That isn't great, but it's the start of the season. I don't really take it into account until around game week 10 myself personally. That's when you start to think, okay, am I doing good or am I doing bad? Because right now, if I get an extra 2 points than the average, I could probably move up an extra million places just by that right now. So I don't think it's worth even taking into account. Obviously, we want the high ranks because we all want to have a really good game week, but it's a long haul of a 38 game week season. You need to stick it out and get that consistency all the way through it. And 55 points isn't that bad. I was only 5 points away from the target that I actually want to try and get every game week. So this is how my side looked when I finished my last video, but I've actually had a bit of time to think about things and I've actually made a few changes in this side, people on the bench and which player to captain. And I'll run you through why I'm thinking this in the next sections. So first of all, before I do show you what I'm thinking with my bench and captain dilemmas, I thought I'd just show you my exit rankings. Right now, I don't think I'm going to sell anybody. I think I'm going to roll the transfer just because there is a few players that have let me down a little bit, but they haven't let me down enough to make a transfer. And the transfers that I potentially would make, I'm not 100% confident that I would stick with them. And so for that reason, I'm going to stick with what I've got. And the players that I would buy, they haven't really got the best of fixtures this game week anyways. Chris Wood is away against Crystal Palace and Chelsea played Crystal Palace last game and it was a hard game for him. So Chris Wood potentially blank this game week anyway, so I don't think I'll buy him. And he's gone up 0.1 million, so I can't afford him with one transfer, so it would actually mean I have to -4 to actually buy him, or I'd have to sell Watkins, and Watkins has got Brentford, because if I bought him for João Pedro, I'd have to find 0.1 million to be able to afford him right now, and I don't think that's worth the risk. And I'd have to -4. So if I'm -4 to get Chris Wood, but João Pedro scores and Chris Wood doesn't, I'll be down points even more because I would already lost 4 points from making the transfer. Then I'll probably lose more points from one player scoring and one player not. So I don't think it's worth it. But I will be honest, I am a little bit worried about João Pedro going into the game week. I'm a little bit fearful that Liam Delap actually comes into the side. And what does that mean for João Pedro? We played on Sunday, then with the early fixture on Friday night. And also when Liam Delap did come on for João Pedro for the final minutes of the last game, he did look really good. So maybe there is a change. The only way I make a transfer this game week is if I find out that João Pedro isn't starting just before the deadline, then I'll potentially sell him. There's Evan Nielsen, who's got Wolves at home, and Wolves conceded 4 goals the first game, and Bournemouth's fixtures are pretty good, so Evan Nielsen could be a really good one, and I saved myself 0.5 million on that transfer. But I don't think we'll get any team news about João Pedro starting or not, so I think I'll probably stick with him. And if he doesn't start or he gets only 60-70 minutes, then I'll probably sell him in game week 3 because I don't want that risk. I'll probably just give it one more game week. So next we've got the benching decisions, and we're going to have this every game week where you have this player that you're not too sure about starting or the other players to start. And I'm going to go through it and see what I think which is the best option. So for this benching dilemma, we've got Pedro, Anderson and Bagabadu. I'll be honest, none of them are standing out that much that I'm confident of actually starting them. That's why it's so hard of a benching decision. First of all, we've got the clean sheet odds, and as you can see, Anderson's got a 28% chance of keeping a clean sheet. Then we've got Bagabadu, second place with 15% chance of keeping a clean sheet, and then we've got Porro with 8% chance. And then next we've got the chances of DEFCON points, and this is me just pretty much guessing because it's only the second game of the season. I'm going off last season's DEFCON points and potentially what I think might happen. So I've gone with Anderson potentially getting the most chance of getting DEFCON points because at home against United, and I think they'll have a lot of chances. And I think him being at the centre of the defence, he'll have a lot of chances of blocking shots and tackling players. So I think he'll be the first chance. And then second, we've got Agabadu. I think he's the key player for Wolves at actually getting DEFCON points. So I think he'll be the second chance to get in it. And then we've got Pommer in third place for DEFCON points, but he could actually get DEFCON points this game week. Tottenham will probably set up with a back five, and he'll probably be the guy that's closing down from the front. So potentially get a good few tackles and interceptions that way. And then next we've got the attacking threat, and Porro's number 1 for this one. He's got 2 goals and 6 assists last season. Then we've got second place Agabadu, he got 1 goal, 0 assists. And then we've got Anderson, he got 0 goals, 0 assists last season, so he's in third place for that. Then we've got expected goals, and Man City are expected to get 2.48 goals this game. So Tottenham could potentially concede 2 or 3 goals, and that could potentially be a minus points. And then we've got Agabadu, where Bournemouth are expected to score 1.87 goals this game, so they could potentially concede 1 or 2 goals. And then we've got Anderson in first place, where Man United are expected to score 1.28 goals. So as you can see, when you put all that into context, Anderson's got 3 first stars and 1 third. Porro's got a 1 first star for attacking threat, and then Agabadu's right in the middle with all of them. And it really depends on what type of manager you are. I'm usually a really attacking manager, and I would pick Porro because of the attacking threat of goals and assists, and I've paid 5.5 million for Porro, so why would I not start him? But I am thinking potentially just going for Anderson for Fulham. Fulham, and my thought process around this is Fulham is at home, so there's probably more chance of them keeping a clean sheet. United have got a few attacking new players, so Sesko could potentially start or come off the bench. Then they've got Mbeumo and Kuna that's new. Yes, they could score United, but would they score 1 or 2 or 3? I'm not too sure. I think for the chances of keeping a clean sheet, Anderson's probably the best, as that odds says. I also think he's more chance of getting DEFCON points and not conceding as many, so he's not going to get minus points. If you want to have the attacking threat, I think the higher ceiling is Porro, but I'm going to probably go for Anderson. Hope that they keep a clean sheet or he gets the DEFCON points, because I think City are scoring a goal at home against Tottenham, so he's not going to keep a clean sheet. So your chances of Porro getting points is actually getting goals or assists or bonus points. He could do that because he's taking a lot of set pieces and he could actually get further forward and get crosses and shots in. But I don't think I really want to do that, so I'm going to probably go for Anderson, as I said. So next we've got the captaincy rankings, and when I was picking my side before the start of the season, I was buying Cole Palmer potentially to captain him in game week 2, but I'm now thinking maybe going with Salah, and I'll give you my reasons why. One, I'm a Chelsea fan, so I do really like Palmer and I do have a lot of trust in him, what many people won't do, and for that reason I don't really want to captain him and then be let down that he actually doesn't score an assist. The second reason is Liverpool played on Friday last game week and Salah scored a very, very late goal, and if he didn't score it, I would have been upset that he didn't score in the first game week, and I would have been stressing about all the other players that played the rest of the game week. So I'm thinking I don't really want that stress of watching him on a Friday night. And then next, when I was looking into stats, Salah's actually played Newcastle 18 times. He scored 10 goals and got 8 assists. It's a goal or an assist every game that he's played against them. And Cole Palmer's played West Ham 5 times and he scored 2 goals, which isn't bad, but it's not Salah record. And when you're thinking about Salah in Newcastle, yes, Newcastle looked good the first game, but Salah is Salah, and I think the chances of Liverpool scoring is very high. And whether they do score, it'll probably him. Yes, he's missed a few penalties, but if they probably get another penalty, he'll probably take it. So I'm just going to go with Salah, not have that stress about it. I could sit back, watch Chelsea with a bit of less stress. And then third choice is Watkins. I know they didn't play that great that first game week, but in pre-season he was really good, and he got more points than Haaland last season. So Watkins is the player that will tick along and get a lot of points. And Brentford didn't look that good against Nottingham Forest, and Aston Villa didn't play that good against Newcastle as well. So there's a bit of a toss-up. So you can look at last game and make a lot of decisions. You can say Brentford wasn't that good, so Watkins will score. You can say that Aston Villa wasn't that good, so he won't score the next one. You can say that Watkins didn't score last game, so he's more chance of him scoring next game. There's a lot of ways you can angle this to see if you want Watkins as your captain. I'm going to go for Salah. So with all that in mind, this is how my side's going to look for game week 2. As you can see, Porro's been benched for Anderson, and then I've actually picked Salah as captain just because of them goals that he scored against Newcastle. Newcastle is a really good side, and as they showed against Aston Villa, they can keep clean sheets. But Salah has consistently been getting lots of points and goals and assists in the last few seasons. So for me, I think it's an easy decision to pick Salah. And with the uncertainty of João Pedro starting for me, I'm not too sure if Cole Palmer will actually get the goals and assists. It might be a bit different. And the worry that I have with Cole Palmer at the moment is I see him getting drifting over to the wide areas, and I want him being more central to getting the goals and assists, and he's not doing that. So for 10.5 million, I'm not too sure if he's going to get the goals and assists like he would before. I will be honest, I'm not locked into that Anderson pick and Porro on the bench. That could actually change, and I could go back to Porro being starting and go for the attacking player. I think I'm about 60% chance that it's going to be Anderson, but I might get twitchy fingers and actually go for Porro and just go for the attacking threat. Because right now, when I'm looking at all the fixtures, I don't think any of them will keep a clean sheet. So why am I worrying about the clean sheets and DEFCONs when Porro could actually keep the DEFCONs just as much as them? And he's got more of an attacking threat, so Porro could just jump back in. And I've paid 5.5 million for Porro. It feels a bit stupid to be benching him straight away. Alright, lastly, before I finish my video, I'm 6 subscribers away from 200 milestone. I do want to try and get it before the deadline, so if you are watching this, hit subscribe and trying to get me to that 200 mark. You aim to get 20 likes on this video. If you've got any dilemmas, selection dilemmas, or any captain dilemmas, get in the comment section and let me know, and I'll try and get back to you before the deadline and try and help you out. I'm here to try and help you guys out as well, so I'm sure you guys have all got a selection dilemma or a transfer plan that you're thinking about doing. Let me know and I'll try and get back to you and try and help you out. So that's it for this video. Good luck in game week 2. Signing off, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.